annals of history, the phrase "worst year ever" is often casually thrown around, typically in response to relatively minor grievances. But what if we told you there was a year in the distant past that truly lived up to this grim designation? Imagine a year where the sun's light dimmed to a perpetual twilight, crops failed, plagues swept through entire empires, and unprecedented natural disasters cast a shadow of despair over the world. This is the harrowing tale of the year 536 AD, a year that has earned its place as one of the darkest and most enigmatic chapters in human history. Before we embark on an in-depth exploration of this pivotal year in human history, we invite you to express your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Your active engagement serves as a driving force, inspiring us to produce more compelling content. As we journey back in time to explore the eerie events of 536 AD, it's important to note that this wasn't just another year in the life of our planet. This was a year that defies all expectations and leaves modern catastrophes pale in comparison. Now, let us take you on an extraordinary journey to a world plunged into darkness, suffering, and mystery. Our story begins with Procopius, a Byzantine historian who, while serving as a military advisor to the renowned general Belisarius, noticed something profoundly unsettling during a fateful trip to Sicily in the year 536. In his writings, Procopius described a sun that appeared as if it had been veiled in darkness, emitting a feeble and eerie glow, akin to an eternal solar eclipse. His words painted a vivid picture of a world robbed of its radiant sunlight. This was not a metaphorical darkness, it was a chilling reality. But Procopius was not alone in his observations. Another Byzantine scribe, Michael the Syrian, noted that the sun's darkness persisted for a staggering 18 months. Each day, it barely shone for about 4 hours, casting the earth into a perpetual twilight. As if that weren't enough, the fruits failed to ripen, and even the wine turned to sour grapes. It was as though nature itself had turned against humanity. What caused this bizarre celestial phenomenon? Scientists have since discovered evidence of a colossal volcanic eruption, which unleashed vast amounts of ash into the atmosphere. This volcanic ash was a major contributor to the bleak, overcast conditions that shrouded the world in gloom. The year 536 had truly begun in the shadow of an ominous presence. The consequences of a world without direct sunlight were devastating. Basic biology teaches us that plants rely on the sun's energy for growth and survival. In the absence of sunlight for an entire year, crops withered and died. But it wasn't just the darkness that stunted agricultural productivity. It was the plunging temperatures. The earth cooled by an astonishing 1.6 to 2.5 degrees Celsius, sending a chill through the hearts of farmers worldwide. The year 536 was marked by reports of crop scarcities from distant corners of the world, including a catastrophic food shortage in Ireland, ominously dubbed bread failure. As people struggled to feed themselves, hunger and malnutrition cast long, menacing shadows over their lives. The darkness brought by 536 was not only a result of a sunless sky. A deadly plague began to sweep through the Byzantine Empire, striking people from all walks of life, from the humblest of peasants to the highest echelons of power. The symptoms were horrifying. It began with a sore on the palm of the hand and progressed until it was impossible to take a step. Legs swelled, and painful buboes emerged, oozing pus. If this plague were to strike today, it would undoubtedly inspire a gripping TV series, perhaps one called Dr. Bubo's Puss Buster. Emperor Justinian ordered the removal of plague-stricken bodies from the city, but this did little to halt the contagion's spread. In the end, an estimated 50 million souls succumbed to the plague, while the once thriving Byzantine Empire reeled from the death and despair it brought. China, too, experienced its share of peculiar climatic disturbances in 536. From dust rain that could be scooped into one's hands to an eerie yellow substance called huyu raining from the skies. These were far from ordinary meteorological events. The Nanqi, a 6th century chronicle, reported these surreal phenomena, marking the beginning of China's climatic turmoil. The Southern Dynasty's chronicles further narrated a strange event, an unusual summer-winter weather pattern, with frost in midsummer and snow in August. Crops were annihilated, and the city of Sinju and others plunged into a deadly famine, claiming the lives of 70% to 80% of the population. Adding to the world's woes, evidence of a major volcanic event in 536 was discovered in the ice sheets of Iceland and Greenland. The volcanic eruptions in Iceland in 540 and 547 were the harbingers of what some aptly called the Late Antique Little Ice Age. Ash from these eruptions blanketed the skies, blocking the warming rays of the sun. As scholars unraveled the mysteries of 536, they debated whether a volcano in El Salvador or a volcanic eruption in North America might have been responsible for the dark shroud that encased the world. Regardless of the exact source, the aftermath of these cataclysmic eruptions plunged the planet into a chilling decade. The Little Ice Age wreaked havoc on crops and left a malnourished and vulnerable population susceptible to various diseases. The Byzantine Empire, under Emperor Justinian's rule, sought to recapture the glory of the Roman Empire, much like a former high school hero returning to campus, donning the old letterman jacket. But despite valiant efforts by some of Justinian's generals, success eluded the empire due to constant uprisings and instability. The lethal plague that followed in the wake of 536 would forever scar the Byzantine Empire, claiming between 35% to 55% of its population in 541. The pestilence, believed to have been transported by plague-infested rats hitching a ride on military trains, left a trail of death in its wake. Justinian's legacy would forever be tied to this catastrophic event, as history later bestowed upon it the name Plague of Justinian. The devastation of 536 didn't discriminate among civilizations. Even the Moqui civilization of Peru, known for their advanced irrigation systems and agricultural prowess, fell victim to the year's bizarre weather patterns. Powerful El Niño weather system caused the waters to warm, decimating the fish supply and causing devastating floods that destroyed their irrigation systems, with crops failing. The Moqui civilization, once a dominant force, faced a daunting famine that took the lives of 70% to 80% of its population. As the years passed, and people reminisced about various hardships, a group of scholars decided it was time to answer the age-old question: what was truly the worst year to be alive? Led by Harvard historian Michael McCormick, this team embarked on a mission. Initially, their focus was on studying metal usage, coinage, and changes to the 7th century monetary systems. But somewhere along the way, the researchers began to question whether they might be living in the worst year. As they delved into their investigation, a revelation emerged. Through the analysis of volcanic fragments from Icelandic ice core samples, they uncovered evidence that pinpointed the catastrophic event that plunged the Northern Hemisphere into unprecedented darkness. The worst year to be alive, it was indeed the year 536. In this journey through history's darkest year, it's vital to remember that amid the despair and gloom, humanity demonstrated resilience. While the events of 536 marked the beginning of literal dark days, the researchers discovered signs of a turning point. In the study of coinage, they noticed the return of lead in the ice core samples, signaling the production of silver and the presence of a thriving economy. It's a testament to the enduring human spirit, the ability to emerge from the darkest depths and find the glimmer of hope that lights the way forward. As we venture further into the shadows of 536 AD, the narrative transcends the boundaries of climatology and epidemiology, weaving a tapestry that explores the intersections of trade, mysticism, politics, art, and linguistics. The year that began with an ominous volcanic ash cloud cast a spell on humanity, giving rise to unforeseen connections and clandestine endeavors that continue to be unraveled by historians and archaeologists alike. The secrets of 536 AD, hidden in the folds of time, invite us to question not only the cataclysmic events, but also the untold stories that emerged in the crucible of darkness. Please remember to show your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Your engagement fuels our motivation to create more captivating content. We sincerely appreciate your viewership.